Yep, and very good, cleaning up already. So all we do is just a little exercise. This is just to warm up, just back, passing the clap around the room. Good, 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 very nice. Nice. So speed up a bit and look at the person as you give it to them so that they get excited. Okay, faster, you can do faster than this. All right, now I've had primary school kids, a bit older than that. High school kids can go about 8 times faster than that. So shake your hands out, shake your hands out, shake your hands out. But shake your hands out. A little slap on the face, everybody, a little slap on the face. Go up to the person next to them and slap them on the face. Go around, that's good, good. Have a little trail, that's good. And let's try it one more time. At speed, go! Oh, 8, 2, 3. Reverse. Lovely. This is one of the classic performance improvisation exercises that are done all around the world. And I love doing it because it's terrific for, it's about listening and incorporating someone else's ideas. And one of the basic building blocks through today will be looking at how we communicate and how good people feel when you give them your attention and actually listen to them and process what they say and feed it back to them so they feel like, oh wow, I was actually heard. And I think that this is one of the strongest things that leaders can have, because sure, you can rule by being a bit distant, but one of the amazing tools is when people feel they're engaged and connected to you. So this is a really basic exercise. So yes, so you start with yesterday I went to the park and I saw, and remember when you say yes, really positive, like yes, what a great idea. You repeat the last thing, add something new. Go.
Yesterday I went to the park and I saw some ducks.
And
yes.
Yesterday when you saw some ducks, you threw them some bread.
Yes, and I threw them some bread and they ate it.
Yes, and when they ate it, one of them choked.
Yes, and when it choked, I jumped in to save it.
And when you jumped in to save it, you smacked it on the back.
They're perfect, aren't they? They're rolling, they're rolling. Would you give them a round of applause? I can't find fault with that. Okay, find a partner, quickly find a partner. And I just want the first person in the partnership, find a partner. Who's loose? Put up your hand, one person in the group. Okay, I want you to start with yesterday I went to the park and I saw, and I just want you to play with this for a bit and just have some fun. We'll talk about it afterwards. Go.
Yesterday I went to the park and I saw
Yes, and when I saw that ball, I thought, well,
beautiful.
I was so happy because everyone was saying red.
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
Awesome.
Lovely. Let's see what happens.
Hand-painted finish on your car just caught on, and soon everyone in town was doing it.
Yes, and I
Big yes. Go bigger. Yes.
Yes, and I took out intellectual property protection on the hand-painted car.
You go with what was your stories? What were you? Where did you?
Well, Jason started about a park where he'd seen grass, and it turned out that the grass needed mowing, and then his house got painted, and he ended up bankrupt because he
Big story.
It just took off.
Oh, what,
We met at the park and there was a snake. We sang about the snake. We got money from buskers. There were $50 notes. We ended up buying nice dresses. We became dressmakers.
Oh my
up
God.
in Milan.
oh, very. Over here.
Yeah, we were playing in the park with a ball, and then we started playing basketball with some friends and making friends. We ended up throwing a party and threw the party with a band, and then we put it on YouTube and we ended up on the internet.
Wow. And it's big stuff. How'd you go?
met a one-legged man who I went to school with and I had a crush on, and at first he was very cross with me because he thought I felt sorry for him, but we bought a coffee and we became friends and exchanged numbers again.
What a beautiful story. Now, the point of that exercise in simple terms is that someone says something and the other person not only has to listen, they have to repeat it back. So you go yes, and when you saw the man. And then not only do they have to repeat it back, but they have to have processed it enough to add something to what's already been said. So in other words, you're both definitely listening. So in life, we get a lot of situations where people don't really listen to us, where people just go, and they're somewhere else, or they're looking away. Or they go, yeah, terrific, that's great, and they walk away and you're not really heard. So what you built there very quickly was pretty exciting. You built a story really quickly together. My question to you is, at this very basic stage, as we're just working on listening, can you see that, I mean, you're all leaders anyway in what you do, can you see that it could be useful to make people feel better by listening and responding and working with them? I'm just throwing this question out because we're going to be doing a lot of work on this later.
Yeah, I think it does, because you both feel involved. It's like a shared experience rather than just one person doing the talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also if you do that, they'd be more responsive, and you probably get more detailed information which you can process and use to be more accurate.
Absolutely, yeah.
Quick connection is very important when you have limited time to connect very quickly and engage.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was a great way of just creating rapport very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the woman I'm going to be taking over from, people used to complain that very thing about her, that like they didn't feel like she was listening, or they'd make complaints and nothing would happen, and I think it was a listening.
Okay, so we're going to do this next step. I'm going to take this a little bit further. This exercise takes quite a while. It's quite a bit of fun. First, a different partner. Get a different partner. We'll get right into this. This is fun.
Yep.
Different partner.
Mark, you good.
What we're going to do, yes, introduce yourselves again, say hello, all that kind of stuff. What we're going to do is, this is a real listening exercise. One of you, put your hand up. One of the pair, put your hand up. You're going to be telling the story of your typical morning. And I want details. So it'll be like, you'll start off with, when I wake up in the morning, and I want you to tell a person, I mean, you could just say, I wake up in the morning, have breakfast, get in the car, go to work. But we want lots of detail. What you have for breakfast, what you like muesli, whether you're there with kids running around, whether you're on your own in the house, whether you live out in a penthouse apartment or out in the suburbs, whatever you do, detailed, all those fun little details, right? You'll be telling the story, and the other person will be listening. And all they can do is go, oh yeah, oh, but they don't talk, okay? Now the key about this is, the important person is the listener, not the talker. The talker, you can say whatever you like. No one's checking, no one cares, it's just fun. But the listener will be lifted up by the quality of the attention you give them. Because all humans want is attention. So with that other one we had, was listening, processing, like we said, people actually listening to you. In this one, you storytellers are going to have someone actually listen to everything you say and hang on your every word. Fake it if you don't feel like it. So here we go. Start telling your stories and go.
And then once I do get up, I just head straight into the shower. We go to the bathroom first. Stay in the shower and I close the door. So I live alone, so there's not a lot of other people around, but I'm still being incredibly. And then after.
Okay, freeze there, everybody, freeze. Everybody freeze. This is the next instruction. This is really interesting. Now, you're going to tell your story, and the other person doesn't just listen. Whenever you hear something interesting that they say, and remember, I mean, you could be standing there going, I'm bored to tears, right? You may. I don't think so. So these stories seem quite interesting. But whenever they say something interesting, like they're going, I get up in the morning and then I have muesli, and you go, oh, muesli. I have muesli too. Whatever it is, then you can jump in and ask them about it and engage a bit of conversation back to the story. But you only ask when something really interesting pops up, because that's another way of being true to yourself and going, oh, that's interesting, and engaging with the other person. These are basic skills, but it's amazing how many people don't make those connections. And before we go on, when you make those connections, you're actually making what kind of connection? I can tell you.
Personal?
Yeah, which is what kind? It's not a physical, it's a...
Emotional.
Yeah. These are emotional connections you're making with people. When you make these emotional connections because you're interested in them, they feel... I mean, how would you feel when someone makes that connection with you?
Wanted.
Well, yes. Basically. Sorry that you... It will make you feel wanted.
You feel relevant.
You feel relevant, yeah. So this is like, we know how good it feels when somebody in a position of power takes the time to listen and respond. All we're saying is we're going to reverse that. So we're saying that's how it feels. So let's how it feel. Let's translate that into giving it as well as receiving it, so that when we're working with people, they feel that from us. So here we go. Continue the chat. But now I'll let you go for 5 minutes here. Just keep rolling. God. And whenever they say something interesting, like, you know, because I put my hip out. Oh, did you? I put my hip out the other. Whatever it is, engage them, because that's what took your interest. and they will feel your interest. Okay, continue, go.
Do we each other up straight away? I go and have a chat with them, and then here's my information that they've achieved.
Make sure I've got my phone, my iPad, my wallet, my makeup,
Necessary stuff.
all the necessary.
So I can sit and listen to the birds, and sometimes I answer them.
One in the morning,
Like before when you were talking, it was very much like, and now your whole body language has turned into, and it's leaning in, and you're going, and there's all this facial, like, oh, and it's all genuine because you're taking an interest, and it's gone from two people who are like, okay, to like really engaged. It's really nice, and it's just from a little bit of paying attention, listening, the quality of the attention. Continue. Sorry to butt in. That was beautiful. Okay, freeze. Having fabulous conversations. I'm going to let you keep going. These are just little jumps as I'm doing here. I'll let you have more and more time as we go. Again, it's what humans crave is the attention of others. Like really, the biggest punishment you can give somebody is solitary confinement. No attention. So we love that attention, and giving it to people, it's like a gift. So when you're giving the person your attention, it is a real gift. So often when we're put in a situation to talk to people, we think, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? The best thing you can do is to give them the gift of, well, what do you got to say? And just listen and engage them along the way when you feel like it's a bit of fun. Fantastic work. Keep going. And now this time, I just want more lively chat. I want you to lift up the chat like suddenly it's a really exciting story. Go, next level. Nice work. So how did that feel?
Good.
Yes? Any comments?
Yeah, we shared more and just felt like, oh, this is all right, this is comfortable. Yeah.
Did you go off on tangents?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Renelle kept saying how boring she was.
I find that hard to believe. She's our live wire today. But yes, that's actually, we'll look at that exercise a lot more later. That's a fun one because psychologists use that one for people who don't know what to say. And they say, go into a room with people that you're really nervous with and can't speak, like at a party, and just ask them short questions and only respond when they say something interesting. And what happens is the other person talks away like mad, going, oh, I'm so excited. And they'll talk to them half an hour. You've hardly said a word, but the person walks away going, what a great conversationalist. But it is about the quality of attention that you give other people is so important.